and left, but it wasn't working.
No, you're good, man. You're good. How you doing, brother?
I'm good, brother. I can't complain. Happy it's Friday.
Yeah, another week over, but the work doesn't stop.
Nah, not at all, unfortunately. Not at all.
But
How you on that end?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Yeah, a lot of moving parts and a couple shows coming up, so I'm excited for that. Headed to Montreal
Mm-hmm.
next week. There's a K1, it's all A class kickboxing fights called Empire Fight League in Montreal. So they're
That sounds pretty dope.
yeah, their second show, and they got some really good guys there. The main event
Mm-hmm.
was he was one of the Canadian guys that went to the Worlds for the WBC amateurs in Italy last year and fought in
Okay.
Lumpini this year too. So they got some serious guys. It's a good show. So
Yeah, definitely keep an eye on it. I love watching fights in general, so
nice.
gotta
Yeah,
keep an eye on it for it.
I'll shoot you the info for sure, man. I see you guys are staying busy, man.
Yeah, man. Training. Between training work, trolling a little bit. It's a little bit busy, but it's regular day life, man. Just waking up every day, just trying to be better than I was the past day.
Let's get right into it.
Yes,
So there's
sir.
a little bit of news that was up and down in the past, even like 12 hours, basically.
Yeah.
So what did you hear?
I'm hearing it's a little debacle. I don't know too much of their
Hmm.
personal stuff they got going up there. I heard it's a possibility he may be there. I heard it's a
Hmm.
possibility he may not. But either which way, whoever's there, I plan on winning. So the objectives are the same. Just training hard for these next 5 weeks and making sure I leave no stone unturned to get the W, move on to the finals.
Nice, man. Yeah, just about the business. So I was watching
Hmm.
some of the highlights, and it was funny. I totally forgot that you fought Cody at Impact
Yeah,
in Edmonton. Yeah, so
yeah.
yeah, that
Back
was
in
a
2018. Yep.
yeah, yeah. So it's crazy how close the scene is now. Especially he was road to one finalist last year, and now
Yeah.
kind of full circle where you're in this position here, except just at a heavier weight. And
Hmm.
how's 170 feeling for you?
First and foremost, definitely happy for Cody, especially him being like a past opponent is definitely
Mm,
going through, being a fighter that like other fighters is doing the same thing that you're doing, waking up, going to work, dealing with regular day life and still in the gym. And some days it's hard for us. So to see him finally get that opportunity, even though it's been about a year since he got the contract, but to see him at least get the contract and waiting on a
mm.
fight, totally happy for that guy. He's a
Oh
good,
yeah.
good, good fighter. But 170 for me feels fine, man. My whole amateur career, I fought anywhere between 54. I think the highest I fought was 75. And when we first turned pro, I think Jason alluded to it in his interview. I went to 54 because that's where all the fights were as an amateur. Everybody was saying, you're too big, you're too big. So we made 54. My pro debut, I had to fight somebody that already had 10 pro fights.
Hmm.
We got a W there. Then we had got an opportunity for I'm trying to be a startup promotion with the WKA, something called a merge. So they did a 8-man one night tournament
Okay.
at 154, and I went over there and won in Wales back in 2022. So I got about four fights, two events, but four fights at 154.
Nice.
Um, and when this opportunity just came, especially with last year being kind of slow, we just said, why not? Feels a lot better now to cut so much weight. I walk around about 180, 182. So that's a big cut to 54. So the cuts to 70 are a lot easier for me.
Mhm.
And I feel a lot stronger too. I don't feel as drained. And, I feel like at the end of the day, I am giving up weight. My first two opponents in this tournament did come to the ring about 190, 195. Meals about 178. But
Nice.
skill travels, so weight can only do so much for someone. So if I do run into heavier opponents, cool. If not, cool. But the end game is one, and one has that rehydration clause. So that's why
Yeah.
I was like, I have to fixate on 170 because I can't to get to the highest level. I can't fight for 154 for one, just solely off that rehydration clause. So
Yeah.
I like 170 for myself a lot.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, and
Mhm.
you can't take that chance. We've seen even the highest level guys, the champion, just recently, John DeBella even couldn't do the rehydration
Mhm.
clause, and that cost him the title.
Mhm.
So you can't, yeah, like you said, can't leave any stones unturned or anything like that.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
tournament's interesting, man. I'm excited to see this one. We got two separate tournaments here, two weights.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's all killers too. So it's good to see like, people making the trip out, you guys coming up to come fight. It's exciting.
Yeah, I'm excited to see the 135 one, man. Got a guy from a gym that I would say cool with, Rami's gym.
Nice.
Ahmad, he's fighting on the 130 tournament. So I'm excited to see how he does in this first round,
Nice.
and just excited to see the card in general. It's a lot of good fights on that card.
I know Spider Coach is obviously one of your main coaches there and helping you out massively. Who else
hmm
is really giving you some good work?
so when it comes to Muay Thai kickboxing, Jason is like my one and only sole coach. But like boxing, I do a lot of boxing too. So I train down here with a local fighter. His name's Michael Fox,
Nice.
top 15 ranked in the world. Train alongside his brother Alonzo Fox. He's fought for many world titles and things of that nature. And just being with them got me opportunities like being in Jared Hurd's training camp when he was fighting for Arislani Lara. I was one of his main sparring partners. So to be in different type of world title boxing camps, it's definitely cool. But outside of kickboxing is just Jason, but boxing is those guys, those DMV guys.
Hell yeah.
hmm
You gonna be walking out to many men for this fight as well, or you got something up your
Uh,
sleeve?
I'm gonna stick with what I've been rocking to this whole tournament. I've been walking out to Whip Your Head by 50 Cent, so still
Nice.
50 Cent.
Nice.
But keep the tradition alive for this tournament. I don't know the rules set when it comes to like one and all the bigger promotions because it's on TV, a lot of cussing and stuff
Yeah,
like that. But if it was up to me, I'd keep that song for the rest of my career. It's just the perfect get your mind right when you're walking out to the ring, you know?
100%, man. That is perfect.
Mhm. Mhm.
I grew up on like the Massacre and playing Bulletproof and all that, so that's my
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah.
Good taste, real good taste.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah.
hmm
It's funny being like 8 years old, 7 years old, listening to those albums on your CD
hmm
player and on the bus, and you have no idea. The kids have no idea. It's hilarious.
Yeah, and even now, like for me, like growing up watching Get Rich or Die Trying, and just like you said, listen to early 50, then now as an adult, being 30, like, all right, now I'm understanding what he's saying. You know what I'm saying? Back then it was just nice beat, he putting words together. Now it's like, nah, that shit right there was crazy what he just said, you know. So it's definitely dope. It's
Bro,
timeless music.
I just watched that last month, and
hmm
when it rains, it pours hit me like a motherfucker.
hmm
Yeah,
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 yeah, timeless album, man. Timeless album.
100%.
hmm
So big fights get announced last night. Carrillo versus Superlek and Super Bond versus Tawanshai 2. Who you got for those?
I'm gonna go with Superlet for the first one. I don't really know the other guy too much, but that Tawa Chai Super Bond one is very interesting to me because the first fight was a bomb burner in my opinion, and I feel
Mm.
like it could have went either way. Especially with Joe supposedly was supposed to fight Tawa Chai again, and then Superbond going in and doing what he just did, in a kind of crazy fashion because Joe's been putting on some fire ass fights all year.
Yeah, that's
Even
true.
back to last year, he fought Luke, he fought Tawachai pretty fire. Like he's been putting on some good fights and giving people wars, and Superbond just went in there and starched them. So I'll be interested to see if it's going to be a firefight again, or see if Superbond maybe got the code. It'll be the code to crack when it comes to Tawachai. I want to see Tawachai under pressure. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? With these top level fighters, a lot of times we don't get to see how they will respond to when they're hurt or when they have to dig deep. That fight or flight moment. Some people don't get to have that fight or flight moment because they're so goddamn good. And I feel like Ty Wachai
Yeah,
is one of those guys. So I want to see if Super Bowl can get him to that point, and I want to see how Ty Wachai responds. But I can't call that one. I think it's gonna be a hell of a fight though.
yeah, dude. Yeah, that's it's a really nice era for Muay Thai right now with this with the
Mm-hmm.
4 ounce gloves with one with Friday fights with these road to one tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
Like the world's
Pretty
buzzing
dope.
about it, man.
Yeah, it's pretty dope, man. I was saying it for the past couple of years, especially with American Muay Thai. I just wish the best was the best here. If we want to get more money and more eyes on the sport, of course, for example, I mean, me and Luke Leslie is cool right now, but at the
Mhm.
time we wanted to fight each other, and it's like one of the things I used to tell him, like, how do we expect to get money if we can't convince people that this is a good sport to watch? The best have to fight the best,
That's true.
but I'm excited to see the best are starting to fight the best. Luke's getting his opportunity. I'm happy for him. Got a lot of American guys starting to get on there. You got Eddie and Asa. Even on other bigger leagues, not as big as one, but you got Deron. What's his name? Peter Stanana. He just fought on Karate Combat last weekend. So it's just good to see American fighters starting to finally touch certain platforms because I feel like we've been in the dark for so long.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And especially
Mhm.
the well, even like the Muay Thai festival as well. Like it's really bringing
Mhm.
the whole world together, man. The
Yeah,
WBC kind
no.
of intertwined with one as well.
Hmm.
Like obviously the Sanchez seminar was massive and
Yeah, that was up there, right? That
yeah,
was up in
yeah, we
Canada.
had that
Yeah.
here and then one in
Hmm.
LA, I believe.
Okay.
And then Verona was the amazing fight night. Was
Hmm.
sweet there. And I think they finish off in Singapore is the last one, I believe.
That's pretty dope. Yeah, it's good to see Muay Thai grow, man. I feel like it's striking wise the best striking sport you can watch. It's everything that people look for in MMA without the dry humping, And I feel
Mhm.
like once more people understand what they're watching when it comes to Muay Thai, this is what a lot of people are looking for in these UFC and MMA fights. And no shots at those guys, but people are looking for these barn burner striking fights like a Top Chai versus Super Bond. So I'm just excited to see a lot of good fights being put on and a lot of people just fighting the best people in their weight classes.
Yeah, I was super happy to see Rogan kind of advocate for it and like
Hmm.
ask Dana like, "Yo, put on some Muay Thai fights. Like, use your powerhouse to put on that." But he's doing power slap, man. It's just it kills me.
Yes, it's kind of crazy, but it's one thing I always believe in. I can never tell another man how to make money,
Yeah,
and that's
yeah.
making him a lot of money, and maybe, a couple years down the line, he may venture off into Muay Thai, especially him seeing how good one is doing with it and things of that nature. It's always a competition at the end of the day.
Mhm.
But you can't tell another man how to make money, but definitely love Joe for the shout out and recognizing that this is one of the hardest and best striking sports there is to do.
So what was there anything as a kid that got you that kind of put you on this path, or did it just kind of happen naturally?
I always wanted to fight when I was younger,
Mhm.
but I had a single mom, me and my bro, 14 months apart. I'm the oldest brother. She really ain't want us doing contact. We ran track from like 8 to like 18. I
Mhm.
think she didn't let us play football until we was like 13, 14, and even that was a fight. But around like 21, 22, I was going through some stuff in life, and I was randomly, it's crazy how like life works. I was just at a McDonald's, just getting a meal, never, what I'm saying, thought about it. This guy asked me, Elliot is his name, still friends with him to this day. But hey, you ever played a sport? Yeah, ran football. I mean, played football, ran track. Invited me to his gym. Was there for about a month and a half. We end up going to level up just to visit. And instantly clicked with Jason. I went in there my first time, a month and a half in, sparred with Jason and a couple pro fighters. And these guys thought I had fights. I was like, man, I just started training 2 months ago.
No
So
shit.
yeah,
Okay.
at the time I didn't have a job. So early on in my career, 2015, into 2015, early 2016, I was in the gym all day, every day because I had nothing else going. And although at the time it sucked not really having a job and relationship problems at the time I was going through, I look back on it now, like that was literally the foundation because I was in the gym from 10 a.m. with the pros, 10 to 12 with the pros, go home, eat a little bit, to come back in with the regular people from 6 to 9, 6 to 10 to just do the classes. And that's like my first two amateur career years. And end up having 14 fights my first 2 years. And then, eventually things got slow. People got hip to what was going on. And
Yeah.
it was hard to get fights after that. But nah, never really fought as a child. Always wanted to, always thought I could, always was one of them kids that watched a lot of fighting movies and after me and my brother watched, but hey, let me try this move on you right quick, same with wrestling, things like that. But
Yeah.
never really had the opportunity till I got to my early 20s, like around 21. Yeah, 21.
Nice, nice. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I was pulling RKO's on my brother all the time. That was the main move.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like out of
Mm-hmm.
nowhere.
Yeah, nah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I remember I hit him with through the glass one time, and there
Oh
was too
wow.
much. Yeah, no blood. We were lucky, but it was through the glass, and it's like we gotta stop with this. We're getting big.
Yeah, me and my brother, man, it's sad to say now, but I tell people all the time, he's like the toughest person I've had the foot of my life. I was kind of smaller growing up. He was the
Mhm.
younger but bigger brother. I mean, bigger physically brother. But because, that single parent background and so close in age, we're both fighting for alpha male. So any little thing would set us off. And
Yeah, I feel
when we
you.
did fight, we would fight like we didn't know each other. Um, but we go to school right after fighting, and hey, that's still my brother. Don't touch me. I mean, don't touch him. I may not be talking to him right now, but that's still my little brother. But to
Yeah.
this day, My little brother's the toughest fight I ever had in my life, ever.
Damn,
And I've been in a lot of fights. We probably fought maybe 15 times over our childhood. Toughest person I ever had to fight.
damn, dude. Yeah, we can't do that now because there'll be serious injuries if we do that
Yeah, for
fight. You
sure, for
can't.
sure.
You can't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a Marine at this point, so he's not interested in
Woo!
fighting. Yeah, he's not interested in fighting. So
Mine
I've
just
let
got
him have
back.
it.
Mine just got back from Thailand from 6 months, so I'm good
Mm,
on that. My legs were chopped up for a bit. I'm good.
yeah, 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 for sure, for sure.
What are your thoughts on Pereira at this point, man? He's making a tear.
Man, he's actually one of the few MMA guys that I will watch. I don't like to watch a lot of people pick up on bad technique and start trying to do that shit in the gym. But man, I don't like the narrative of, oh, they just got to take him down.
Yeah,
Because if it was that easy, somebody would have done it already. I don't like
yeah.
the narrative that they got where he's only fighting strikers. Even if that is true, they have the opportunity to do. The reality of the situation is he's been here for what, 3 years at this point. He's lost once. He's defended the title more than Khabib has his whole career. At this point, we just got to get him to have respect, and I'm happy that he's doing it, showing that kickboxing and Muay Thai can be that main attribute in MMA. Unlike what we was told growing up, you have to wrestle, you have to know jujitsu. Like, nah, like your main attribute can be striking if you're skilled enough. And Izzy, they're breaking they're breaking that mode, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's art when you watch it. It's perfection. Like it's
Hmm.
insanity. I know it's gone around a whole bunch of Pereira versus Khalil, and Pereira just kind of
Hmm.
goes just flow, like just flow mode, and you just see it. Like it's beautiful, man.
Hmm.
It does beat anything if that timing's there too. And then you have the power because he's just a scary looking dude. He's just a scary,
Yeah.
big, bony, mean, tough, fucking stone bastard.
And the
That's
crazy thing is, I don't believe a lot of people are understanding what they're seeing. I don't like it, and that's why I'm interested to get the one for myself because I see these type of things, the half steps he's taking in his range. He's a lot of fighters. If you pay attention to Muay Thai and like one is the perfect example. A lot of these guys don't know their distancing. A lot of these
Mhm.
guys don't know when they're in trouble. They're just like, all right, I'm close enough to punch. I'm going to punch. Where you see Alex, it's like, all right. I know I'm in my range, but I also know I'm in his range. So I'm gonna play it cool right here until I get him hurt. A lot of guys don't see that. A lot of guys don't see, all right, yeah, I lost the first 2 rounds, but now his leg is dead.
Mhm.
I'm coming to finish the fight in the sense of those calf kicks in the Khalil Roundtree fight. I don't think a lot of people are seeing and giving him enough credit for the IQ he's approaching these fights with. And it's to me, it's freaking crazy because I'm the type of fighter that pays attention to small details. And I see what he's doing, and I think it's amazing.
There
I think
isn't
it's
a
super
point
amazing.
where you find yourself saying, go to the body because he's already going to the body and then he's switching back
Exactly.
up to the head and then throws a leg kick
Exactly.
over it. It's disgusting.
Exactly.
Like there's a lot of times, even like I don't compete, but you can be a couch guy and he
Hmm.
body's open, like he's covering, he's almost there. Just throw
Hmm.
once, it's there. And
Hmm.
people will headhunt, but he doesn't do that. It's switching up constantly. It's nasty. There's man, Luke Lacey and Abasolo, that was thinking of
Firefight.
distancing and power management and everything. That was beautiful.
Firefight. I'm actually glad those two boys put a fight on like that, like I said, because to put on and show like American Muay Thai is here, I mean, clearly they're both on coming off losses and one, but it's the best of the world up there.
Yeah.
Shit's gonna happen up there, especially in those little gloves. But the fight they had with each other, to me, was a good put on for American Muay Thai, and I think they're both doing a good job outside of fighting each other, representing win, lose, or draw. And I even throw Ace in there, going in there fighting John Lineker. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Yep.
That was a tough fight to take.
Yep.
These guys are fighting good people. The last guy Luke just fought, I can't pronounce his name for shit, but
The
he's a hell of
Frenchman.
he's a French hell of a fighter,
Yeah.
smooth fighter. Yeah, I had to watch film on him because he fought a guy that I fought back in 2023, and
Mhm.
I watched that fight probably about 10 times. Hell of a fighter that Luke lost to. So I'm glad that American fighters are up there performing the way they are.
Yeah, and again, win, lose, or draw, you remember the performance, like and Chaudhry and the whole organization and the sport
Mm-hmm.
itself really, I think,
Mm-hmm.
appreciates the performance a lot more than other sports because you'll see Chaudhry giving the bonus to both guys when they lose. Um,
Mm-hmm.
You'll see
Mm-hmm.
both guys getting a contract, regardless. I know UFC does that as well. I shouldn't say that all, but
Yeah.
you put in that effort, and regardless, the fans they welcome you for forever. You come back and will always be excited to see you fight. And fuck, man,
Hmm.
those are two guys that are must see TV, 100%.
Yeah, I think that's the way it should be, man. I feel like the Muay Thai scene has kind of got in this rut where everybody's trying to like cheat their way to the top, take a
Yeah.
lot of easy fights, and just hope a big promotion sees them. And where if we just fight these tough guys and fight good people, we, like I said earlier, we learn about ourselves and we learn who really belongs and who really deserves that praise from the one fandom. One has a big promotion. I don't think just anybody should be able to grace that platform,
Hmm.
and I'm just happy to see that they're making people fight because for me, that's the main reason and the sole reason I love fighting. It's, the money's cool, but I got a 9 to 5 that's going to pay me more than I'm gonna make fighting every single year until I'm making 50 a fight. And that's we both know in the Muay Thai scene that's kind of unrealistic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I enjoy going after fighters that I respect that are good that can possibly beat me because, like I said, I want to learn that about myself. I haven't been in a situation where I felt, oh fuck, I'm in trouble. Are we going to bitch up or are we going to find a way to win this? And I feel like that's the main reason I want to get the one. The best of the best of the best are there, and I just want to make sure and prove it to myself, forget everybody else that I belong there and in the name with other top fighters.
So you're not worried about this tournament though.
Um, this next fight, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. No. Next round though, Joe Welch is a hell of a fighter, the UK fighter from
He is
Hitman.
a monster. Yeah.
He is the current WBC 160-pound champion over there for the European League. He just lost recently, but I believe he's still like in the top 13 in the world at 160.
Yeah, that's
I,
mad.
that's crazy.
That's
It's,
mad.
it's a
Yeah.
hell it's a hell of a fight over there. And Mika Michael from Australia. I don't know too much on his accolades, but from what I see, he's a decent fighter. If I had to give a prediction on who wins between him and Joe, I will still say Joe because I put Mika in that category of a fighter that doesn't know how to use his range. If you let Joe on the inside, he's going to capitalize dangerous, slick southpaw. But Mika's not a slouch in my opinion. Whoever comes out of that, I'm definitely going to have to do my due diligence to win. But this next round, I don't think he belongs in there with me, to be honest with you. Now, I'm not saying that as a troll. I'm not saying that to be
Mm-hmm.
disrespectful.
Mm-hmm.
It's just in the sense of if you put the film together, you film by film, you could say Gary Mack fought many, many fighters either like that or greater than a
Mm-hmm.
Victor. And when you look at Victor fights, you can't name a fighter that's like me. You can't name a fighter that's like me that he has a win over. Like you said in the beginning of this interview, I've already beaten a Cody Jerome. My
Mm-hmm.
last fight was against the number one guy in the country. I had to fight to get number one. My first fight in the tournament, although David was his pro debut in Muay Thai, he had a lot of amateur Muay Thai fights, a lot of amateur MMA. He was 18-5 as an amateur, and combined, we were supposed to fight at MMA back in 2016 with the 70% knockout ratio. I say all that to say each and every time I go out, and I can go on and on in my career, I'm fighting someone that's a killer.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
so I've been in these moments. I've been the main event. I've been in these big situations. That's where it's like I got somebody in front of me that could potentially hurt me, and I don't think he has been.
Mm-hmm.
Even the fights that he has lost, I don't think he has been in front of someone that's going to be as dialed in as I'm going to be on the 23rd. Again, not looking past them, but I don't think it's close. I don't
I
think
think
it's close at all.
I think this is his second fight at 170. So he's newer to 170 on that side of things too. So
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
interested because I've been at three of his fights ringside,
Hmm.
done the interviews with him and all that, and
Hmm.
smoked joints together and that kind of
Hmm.
stuff, and
Hmm.
chopped it up at the gym, and like seeing the dedication. He's in Brazil right now training too with the good guy
Yeah.
Ferb. Ferb has really been putting in the work with him too. So I'm excited to see what they bring if they're taking it this serious training down
Hmm.
there in Brazil and they make the trip up for the fight. So we'll see, man. We'll see.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Excited though.
Everything I said, like I said, it's no disrespect. Like I think he
Oh
does
no,
some.
no.
I think he does some things well. If I'm being honest, I mean,
Mhm.
he had some reason to some way to get to this position. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Mhm.
But as you just alluded to, he's coming from 145, 140. I haven't been 145, 140 since I was about 13. Even
Yeah.
even when I was making 154, I am struggling. So it's just I don't see a world where the naturally bigger, the naturally faster, the more technically sound, the more seasoned fighter struggles in a fight
Mhm.
with a guy like this. And again, hats off to Victor. I hope he's training hard, and I hope he proves me wrong and gives me a hell of a fight because that's what I'm looking for. But definitely not necessarily concerned about this one. I'm just more so concerned of who I'm fighting because, as we both know, some stuff up in the air. But whoever it is, I feel like it's going to be a victorious night, and we keep that knockout streak going for 2024.
Incredible, man. Fucking
Mm-hmm.
incredible.
Appreciate that, brother.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you putting in the work for the sport, man. Honestly, that's guys like you make the sport. That's why we watch. That's why we follow it. It's fucking exciting, dude. So
Mm-hmm.
hats off to you and the
Mm-hmm.
team, man.
I appreciate that, brother.
Yeah, of course. Any sponsors helping you out along the way?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to do a sponsorship like we did last time. We already got one of my teammates say one of his clothing brands is sponsoring me. And then my strength and conditioning coach, Leona, Conversation Fitness, you can follow them on Instagram at Conversation Fitness. They are my sponsor, but they're also strength and conditioning, stretch and rehabilitation, recovery, everything that I need out of them. So that's like my main sponsors right now. We're waiting to try to get some more for this fight, but when you get to this point, sponsors, no sponsors, you got to make those sacrifices,
Yep. Yep.
to get these opportunities. These are once in a lifetime opportunities. So whether we get them or not, I'll be there more than prepared. I don't work my 9 to 5 and all the overtime I do to depend on sponsors. Do we want them? Hell
Gotcha.
yeah.
No,
But
that's good, man.
I'm working about 40, 50 hours, 60 hours a week sometimes. Outside of camp, 70 hours a week sometimes to finance this lifestyle and my family. I got a wife and 2 kids at home that I take care of. So with it, all the sponsors will be all right.
Hell, man,
Mhm.
fuck, hats off to you, man. That's a lot of work, but it's
Yes,
paying
sir.
off. Look at the position you're in too. So this is
Yes, sir.
yeah,
Yes,
man.
sir.
After this, it kind of you get to that world platform, man, and you kind of show everyone what you're made of and what the team has kind of done for you as well. I know
Hmm.
Jason's putting in a lot, and always has incredible things to say about you and the team there too. So
Yeah, man. Jason, man, is a hell of a dude. There's not too much positive I can't say about what he's done for me in my life over the past 9, 10 years. He's been going through a lot this year, a lot of loss, and one of the biggest things he used to tell us is amateurs was like, you guys don't got to worry about the payment and stuff, about what you got to pay me in blood, sweat, and tears, and actually trying. And with everything that he got going on in his life this year, of course, I want to win for myself, but I want him to get the credit that he deserves. I don't think he gets the credit of a coach in the Muay Thai community that he deserves. Of course, he does get credit. Let's not get that wrong. It's not
Mhm.
no Will Smith thing for Jason, but when you sit back and think between myself and his wife alone, I have 10 titles alone. His wife has 10 titles alone. That's something that most gyms can't even account for. You see
Yeah,
what I'm saying? And
yeah.
that's just two of his fighters over the past 10 years. You can imagine how many fighters been through there. So I definitely want to go out here and not only beat Victor, but beat who's in the final and hopefully go on a win streak to, fight one of my favorite fighters in a couple years to prove that Jason's a hell of a coach, but prove that I belong there too.
See you standing across the ring from Regan or so one of these days, eh?
Man, that guy is a hell of a fighter, man. Like I like to describe his style as like controlled chaos. If like you pay attention to Regan, he has the moments, and he did a lot better job of it his last fight against Alex, where he can be a sniper and bait you into things. But then he has those moments where it's like, "Fuck it, I know you can't do nothing with me, and I'm coming forward, and I dare you to stop me." And Jason said what he said. For me, I don't know if I can beat Regan, right? But it goes back to what I was saying earlier. That's why we fight to find these things out about ourselves. You know what I'm saying? And one of my favorite movies of all time up there, we Get Rich or Die Trying, is 300.
Of
And
course.
with Regan's name being immortal, like ever since he started going by the immortal, I want to say he started like right after that Smoking Joe fight, which I was there live for at Lion Fight in Connecticut. He started going by the immortal, and the first time I heard it, I was like, "Damn, we got to put that name to the test." Thinking about what Leonidas said about the immortals in the movie. So
Yeah.
ever since then, I follow Regan's career, and it's more so like when I say I want to fight these people, not just the Regan, but like a Liam Nolan,
Yeah.
a Nikki Holstein. It's when I say I want to fight these guys, it's out of the utmost respect. 'Cause I
Of
know they're
course.
killers,
Of
and
course.
I want to make sure that I belong in there. And like I said, let's put the name to the test. That for me is a dream fight. That would be a hell of a fight in my opinion. It's a dream fight, but like you said, I got a lot of work to do. If I believe it, I have to put in the work and the time and the effort in the gym for these next couple of years and beat any guy that they put in front of me. God willing, I get the one, beat the guys that he beat to climb that mountain to reach the king because that's what he is right now, in my opinion. I don't know if you've seen recently, one put out like a all time all the best fighters, but it's like a tournament style post of who will win, like in the top corner, like Raw Tang. It's like all the fighters on there: Raw Tang, Taiwan Chai, Super Leg, et cetera, et cetera. Who will win if weight was the same? In my opinion, Regan is the best fighter one champion has. So that's a dream fight for me, you know. But again, I got a lot of shit to do before I get there, and just hopefully he's still around, and hopefully I can make it there.
Dude, things move fast there too, man. You win the
Mm-hmm.
tournaments, you get in, you get one, two good knockouts. Regan has a couple defenses by that. He's got two belts he has to defend. He's not going anywhere. So,
Mm-hmm.
as he said, and like he said directly to you, man, he said, "Show me." So we'll see, man. That'd be
Yeah, yeah.
crazy. That'd be crazy, dude.
Again, why he's one of my favorite fighters, man. It's not even a you could tell he's one of them guys that enjoys fighting. They're not in it. He's not in it for the money. Of course, that's a perk, or the fame. Of course, it's a perk. They're not promoting him how they're supposed to promote him. They're
Mhm.
not, in my opinion, paying him some of these bonuses that he need to be paid. Like y'all kind of alluded to in your interview. But he's more so y'all don't have to pay me. Y'all don't have to promote me. I'm gonna show you guys why I'm the best fighter on y'all promotion, and you have to respect that, man. And he's
Yeah.
proven it, defending two titles, fighting whoever. And then even to lose, to have the mental fortitude to understand where he fucked up at in that fight. Because when I watched the first fight, yeah, he lost, but I felt like just watching it, he knew already, you know,
Yeah.
that what he needed to do, and to
Yeah.
come back and see him make those improvements, it's like, yo, that takes a high level fighter and a strong mental fortitude fighter to be able to go in and right back and make this adjustment to a fighter that just beat me 3, 5 months ago.
It
So yeah,
mirrored,
I can't say enough good stuff about him.
dude, it mirrored the how Mighty Mouse came back to fight and beat Adrian Moraes. It
Yes,
was
yes,
because
yes, yes.
except it wasn't the knock because when Demetrius did that and they didn't even really talk about it at all during when
Mm-hmm.
it happened. It was directly the way Adrian knocked out Demetrius, and he timed himself out and waited, and made it
Exactly.
perfectly. They just went crazy on the
Mm-hmm.
knockout. I was going crazy that he knocked him
Mm-hmm.
out exactly the way that he was finished.
Same
And
way.
now during this Regian fight against Alexis, it was like the exact same
Mm-hmm.
thing. He outstyled him, outsped him. He was too tactical. And then, like you said,
Mm-hmm.
and me and Regan have spoken as well. Even my first interview with him, like my first interview doing with anyone, one of the main things I said, as you said, was it's controlled demolition. It's a controlled chaos. It's a beautiful, timed, patient
Mm-hmm.
destruction. It's just beautiful. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm excited to see what's coming next for him, man. All right, dude, I might have to wrap it up here, but
All
and
right, brother.
anything else you want to give a shout out to or touch on before we go?
Not really. I would just first and foremost like to thank you for having me on your platform. You know, appreciate the conversation. I would like to thank Warriors Cup, the promotion that I had to fight through to get here, for giving me that opportunity. I had my second amateur fight there, and I fought maybe 2 or 3 more times as an amateur there, won 2 amateur titles there. So, want to give them a big shout out and a big shout out to Muay Thai World Cup for having this great event coming up November 23rd. And I can't speak for all the other fights, but I can promise you guys, whoever is across from that fight that night, it will be a spectacle. It will be a highlight. It will be a good fight for however long it lasts. And I plan on trying to get another crazy knockout like in July and April. So please tune in, buy the pay-per-view. If you're in Canada, come out, purchase some tickets after the fight, photographs, pictures, a drink, whatever. Just come out and support. We need people to support Muay Thai for the girl.
You know, I was thinking I might have to skip out on this one, but I don't think it's an option for me anymore. So I think I might have to be there, and I'll be chatting with you before and after the fight, bro. 100%.
Will do, brother. Be safe, man, in all your future endeavors.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Keep training hard and good to see you, man. Thanks for the chat, bro.
Same, bro. No
Cheers, man.
problem. Thank you.
Cheers.